Hey, today we're going to make this delicious sweet potato and chicken meal prep full of flavors, a little bit spiced up and healthy and filling. So we're going to start by getting a big bowl, and I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of olive oil into it. Then I'm adding 2 teaspoons of paprika, then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. So now I want to mix all of these ingredients together. I give it a good mix, and the next thing we want to do is get 4 large sweet potatoes. Yes, I'm going to peel them and then just dice them up. It takes some time. Be careful with your knives. Once the sweet potatoes are diced, I'm going to pour them into the bowl with the oil mixture, and we want to oil them thoroughly. So you want to mix them up. I'm using a spoon because I don't want to get my hands oily. So the next thing we want to do is arrange our sweet potatoes on a sheet pan. So you want a large sheet pan that fits into your oven, and just arrange them in. Leave some space for red onions. Yes, we're going to get 2 red onions. Basically chop off the ends. I'm going to peel off the skin and then just roughly chop them. You don't need to try too hard here. And I'm going to basically add them into the baking sheet where we left some space, and I'm going to pour over 1 tablespoon of olive oil to make sure that these beautiful red onions cook up. Now we're going to pop this into the oven and bake for 30 minutes at 400 Fahrenheit degrees. Yes. And whilst the sweet potatoes are baking, I'm going to go ahead and make my chicken. So once again, I'm taking out a large bowl and I'm adding 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. If you want it spicier, do half a teaspoon. Then 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I love Italian seasoning. You can even up it if you want. And then 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. Once we have all the ingredients in the bowl, we mix them up, of course. And the next thing, I want to take 2 pounds of chicken breast without skin, and I'm going to obviously wash it first, but then cut it into small pieces. Take your time to do that. The smaller, the easier they will cook. It can be a bit larger. Don't worry about that. So now I'm going to pop the chicken into the bowl with the oil, and I'm again covering it thoroughly with a spice mixture. We want our chicken to be fully covered. You can put this away for 10 minutes or you can cook it right away. So I'm going to get my frying pan, and we want to heat it up to high heat. The higher the heat, the better. We want these burnt up a little bit even if possible. So we're adding in our chicken with the oil, and I'm going to be cooking this for around 12 to 15 minutes until they're browned and fully cooked. There's going to be quite a bit of liquid. We don't love it. We don't hate it though, because that's where the flavor is. So once our chicken is cooked, we're finished, and this is about the time when your sweet potato will be finished as well. So just take out the baking sheet and let it sit for a little bit. So the next thing I'm getting is my tomatoes. I'm getting 4 medium tomatoes, and I'm just chopping them up, and then I'm adding them to the bowl, and I want to add some dill, so I chop up the dill as well as I can, and I add it in, and then just a pinch of salt. And I'm going to combine these ingredients. These are the beautiful fresh veggies for this meal prep. You can store them separately or just add them to the bowl. So finally, I'm taking 4 food containers. We're going to basically start with our sweet potato, just divide it between each container, then our red onion, then I'm adding in the chicken, and of course topping it all up with fresh tomatoes. Once again, you can store them separately and add them to the bowl once heated, or you can just heat them up with the chicken and sweet potatoes. That's it. You can store this for 3-4 days in the fridge. Enjoy for lunch or dinner. It's very filling, very flavorful, full of nutrition, full of protein and healthy fats. So it's definitely a healthy treat your stomach will thank you for. For full recipe, go to allnutritious.com. Please like and subscribe, and take care. Bye.